Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Is the time your favorite time of the week? We're not for the Raiders, Chargers, or Chiefs. So grab your brews in your fantasy league. We got that blue and orange blood that you bleed. The most loyal fans there ever could be. We are that mile high Broncos country.
Orange Weekly. Fans, brews, and Broncos news. What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome to another edition of Bourbon, Broncos No BS. My name is Kev Dan. We got a couple people here, but more importantly, we have Dez. We have Dez.
Wow.
And that's what really matters here tonight. So,
Yes,
Dez
indeed.
from Broncos for Dummies, thank you for being here. How you doing?
Man, thank you guys for having me. If you're only listening to this, you're really missing out because Jared is decked out right now in a sweater.
It's Christmas
that has
time.
Christmas lights.
Yep.
It's resplendent.
And just an amazing hat. Oh my gosh, amazing.
I do love this hat. I'm throwing everybody through a loop a little bit about with my outfit. I'm just trying some new things here and seeing if it sticks. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Yeah.
Do something to feel
I
good.
like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got to light
Well,
up the
to
place.
me, I think it reflects the state of the Broncos. You got two very different things going on here. You know, you got the offense versus the defense. And I was talking to my brother last night that, you know what, I don't remember ever watching a team where my emotions are so opposite of each other every time the other side goes out. It's like whenever our defense goes out, I'm like, yeah, our defense, I want to see what these guys got. When our offense goes out there, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, you know, but that's what it is, man. That's where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no other way to say it, Kev. You kind of hit the nail on the head there. You kind of just put your hands over your eyes and peek through your fingers every time the offense comes out. Or you just, you close your eyes and then only open them if you hear the announcer get excited. I don't know. There's a lot of coping mechanisms right now, but it stinks that we have to talk about coping mechanisms instead of how great
Right.
things are. We wanted it to be different, didn't we?
Of course we did.
We really did. And here's what I'll say is we traded 3 first-round picks and paid a lot of money to be the 30th ranked offense and the lowest scoring team in the league.
It's it's rough. It's rough, Pud.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It is so
There it is.
depressing.
I know. I'm trying not. I need to be less depressing. I got my rants out last night, and I think I'm ready to be a little bit more positive.
Yeah, I slept on it as well. But you guys, if you want to hear some good rants, you should go check out the post game show from last night, which is normally the Orange Weekly After Dark show. Jared and I had quite the lengthy conversations and soapboxes. And I think the best moment I went back and I looked at it was the moment I realized we're now 2-4. Like there was like I felt my stomach just drop. I was like, wait,
it hit him
are
live.
we really?
It was great.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't put that together until that moment. Anyway, so that's where we're at. But Des, you were at the game, right? So tell us, like, kind of what did you see going into the stadium, and what were your feelings before the game and everything?
For me, I was incredibly anxious going into this game. And I think a lot of people were going into this game because it sort of was make it or break it for the Broncos. Like, I was also at the Colts game, and where it was very similar. And they went in overtime and lost by a field goal. And then the second game right in, it happens again. So just a heads up, I'm not going to any more games. Besides the point. So, I was after the Colts game, everyone was freaking out. Sound all the alarms, were done for everything. And I obviously on my channel, I'm very optimistic and I'm like, no, we got this. Broncos fan, let's go. And I have been struggling. Hello, I am Des, and I'm struggling with my optimism right now.
Well, Des, this is a safe space, so
thank you. I knew you would understand, David, for
Definitely.
sure. But I was hoping for obviously a different outcome. The stadium, it was awesome because it was definitely half orange, half blue. The Broncos fans here we mob deep, man. I went to some amazing tailgates. United in Orange showed up, saw some people there, and it was a great time. But not. Hey, at least there was no booing. The Broncos, which was interesting.
Well, I bet there was. It was probably just drowned out by the cheers of the 4 Chargers fans who made it. Okay.
The 4 Charger fans that were getting louder.
They are. I mean, they brought it for a divisional game. It seemed like at least for this one.
Yeah. I mean, because I was at the game. Sorry to interrupt. Earlier in January, and the Chargers fans from that game to this game, there were so many more, and so way more passionate, which is great. I mean, thank God they have some fans in LA.
Right.
I'm happy for them, but it was like, whoa, okay, cool. They're showing up now. So,
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Jared,
Great
how you?
Stadium though.
I'm sorry, Jared's just like dying inside with every word spoken over here. I'm sorry, I had to put it out a little bit.
I'm looking at the stats. And
don't look at the stats, Jared. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I have them too, and
I'm trying to find the optimism, and I found the one stat. According to Pro Football Focus, we were the #1 overall rated defense in the league, which is awesome. It's amazing. And Pat Surtain allowed 1 catch for 4 yards in the whole game. Awesome.
That's amazing.
Great. We
More
have one of the
interceptions
greatest
than touchdowns in his career so far.
Yes, and
touchdowns allowed,
then it goes downhill fast from there. So we'll just stop there for now.
Yeah,
and we'll look forward to the next game.
Great. Well,
not that there's offense and special teams and penalties and all the other things. We'll just put that to the side.
Oh,
great defense and great corner. One corner is great.
Right,
covered.
and then when we do get to the next game, it's the Jets who just beat Green Bay at Lambeau. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well,
super.
Who have one loss, the one loss Jets.
Yeah. Oh God, don't say. There's 2 New York teams with 1 loss right now.
Technically, there's 3.
Well, but what's the? What's the Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Didn't they lose 2 games?
I thought they only lost 1.
Anyway, this isn't a Buffalo Bills podcast.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Hey, we got Colin here. Colin, how you doing? Glad to see you here. Let's talk about it, guys. It's what people are focusing on, either that or Russell Wilson. But is Hackett on the hot seat? What do you guys think? Do you think they give him the rest of the year? Do you think they give him another year? What does he need to do to stay? What do you guys got?
Probably not. probably not a one and done, because he he's George Payton's guy, and but it's George Payton's still kind of a wild card here as far as all that goes. Second year GM in his first job. We've never, you would never obviously see him do this with another team, so we don't know if he's willing to make big swings at the head coach position if he doesn't feel that things are going right. I hesitate to say yes. I really don't think so. I really think he'll get at least another year to try to gel with these players and try to coach up Russell Wilson into his system. And yeah, there it is. Ayla shout out.
There it is.
But yeah, probably not. But we're 2-4 right now, and who knows where this could go. Yeah.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Every time you
I
say
know.
that.
It does. It's
I'm trying to
literally
get to
like
the
a
healing part
knife
of it.
in the heart.
Like I'm trying to get to a place where the truth of it makes it feel better, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, the number one ranked defense has a record of 2-4, and then I just can't even.
No,
I can't even.
Don't.
So
And
here we are.
At this point, it feels like we're 0-6 though. Like I feel like that's how Broncos country is reacting right now.
It's demoralized to that point. I'd agree with that.
It feels like that. Yeah, I feel way more sad than a 2-4 record. Which it's still that's not good.
Right.
I feel like
putting it in perspective though.
There she is. That's what she's here for, right? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my hot take on the Hackett situation. Hackett is about 20% responsible for what's going on with the Denver Broncos. The hot take is, Hackett will be the first one gone, and if anyone that's riding on the we need a new coaching staff, you're doing it because you know you're going to be right, not because it's actually right. You know that Hackett will be the first one gone because we just paid Russell Wilson $240 million over 4 years, every year for 4 years. He's not going to be the guy that's going to be held responsible. Who else can you point a finger at the end of the season with the 31st ranked offense in the league with some of the best talent at wide receiver? You can't blame Wilson because we have him for 4 years. There's nothing we can do about it. So you have to blame the head coach. And if someone gets fired first, it's got to be Hackett because that's basically the corner that we've backed ourselves into. So the hot take is, Hackett, if he's 1 and done or 2 and done, if you think that Hackett needs to be fired, guess what? You're probably going to be right. If he does get fired, you're probably going to be right. But it's not the right thing.
But that doesn't mean that's the right answer.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Colin, thanks for the comment there.
What stage of grief are we in? I think I'm still in anger.
I'm in the processing. There's a. I don't know exactly.
I've passed denial. I'm definitely in anger. Not quite in bargaining. I'm not bargaining with anybody yet. I'm not like, hey, give us some help. Like, although when I came on the show with this, I said all I want for Christmas is a good offense.
Definitely anger last night. I'd say I'm in the depression stage now. So acceptance is next. I'm close, but
I'm midway there myself. I'm like I keep trying to say 2 and 4 out loud just because I want to be at the acceptance place, but it still hurts so badly to say it. Like yeah, Tracy, I think frustration phase is going to be around for the season. Just, spoiler alert, it sucks. But
let's see. James, how you doing? Seems like Russell doesn't have many friends on this team. Do you guys have any concerns about the leadership from the quarterback or posts about or comments about Hackett losing the locker room as well? I mean, what do you guys think of that? I mean, it's tough. It's all speculation, right? But is that a concern?
I mean, everything's a concern.
Really...
Sorry, go ahead, Debs.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, I just will never really know. Like, I think they always have to say the things to save face, and then we'll never know what's said on the car ride home. Like, you can't. And the thing is if if the team loses faith in Russell and or Hackett, you're going to make this job. We're never going to win a game. It's like, I just feel I understand where the frustration is coming from, but I just still view it. And it's like the same way as like booing the Broncos. I'm like, where is that going to get us? Like in my mind, let's freaking win. Okay. And booing them or losing faith in your leader, the quarterback, or your head coach is not going to get us anywhere. And I see why players could get there, and I hope they aren't. I hope. Well, I get why they would.
Good enough.
Jared, David?
No, I Des said it all.
I agree. Tracy asked a question that is also being asked by a lot of people. I might have an unpopular opinion and answer to this. To me, it makes sense. You look back at where we were at the time. If we had waited, anyone would have bet the sure thing, which was that Russell was going to come here and play phenomenally. And then we'd have to pay him a whole lot more, and that's just it. So nobody expected this situation, right? So of course we can all sit here now and say, well, why did we pay him before he even played a game? But at that moment, that made perfect sense, because if what we expected to happen did, we'd be sitting here saying, man, what a smart move to lock him up at the deal we did before, he made himself that much more valuable. So I don't know what you guys think, but hindsight's 2020 in this situation. And I think I'm perfectly fine with the way it went down.
I got 3 things here. First off, Derek, shout out Team Puffball. Love you forever. Second, we've talked about this. Yes, Jared needs some time to do some calculations, which is good because I got a thing here.
He's keeping count for you. That's one.
I'm counting your things.
Great. I love that. So thing number 2, and we talked about this before. Russell Wilson was going to get traded to another team this offseason, and I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that his agent made a condition of that trade that he would get an extension wherever he was traded. That offseason, that was going to be a thing that happened before he agreed to be traded to whichever team ended up with him. So if we wanted him, that was going to be the thing. My third thing is Lamar Jackson's contract is still out there unsigned. And that is going to be a really interesting one, because right now, the way he's playing, and the Ravens have kind of fallen off in the last couple of weeks, but he might play himself into the guaranteed contract that he wants. And at that point, once you've done it with 2 quarterbacks in the league, with Deshaun Watson and now Lamar Jackson, you give them that much guaranteed money, that gives everybody else who comes after them so much more leverage. So yeah, we can now say we should have gambled on Russell Wilson not being that good this year, because it wouldn't have been a problem if we had. But if he had been good this year and Lamar Jackson had played this well, like you're on the hook, like you said, Kev, for a lot more next offseason.
Jared, is that 3 things?
That's the 3 things.
That's
3 things. You got it. He stayed on schedule.
I love it. Okay, let's see. More comments here. So we do have injuries on the Russell Wilson front. The MRI came back today on his hamstring, and it looks like they're, probably listed as questionable, and they're going to continue to evaluate him throughout the week. It sounds like he's definitely in pain, though. So the question is, can he play through it, or is that going to hurt him and his accuracy and everything even more? To me, it's right on that line, guys, of, can it get much worse? It can, but
don't. Oh God.
But we're
Must
so
have asked
I think
these
these are legitimate things. Like they're legitimate questions. To me, though, it's easy to say we still have a better chance with Wilson than Brett Rippon.
Sure.
But at what point do you say, man, you've got to take some time to get healthy at the same time?
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I say sit him.
You're not going to do him. What do you say?
You're not going to do him any favors playing him against Quinnen Williams with this offensive line. Like,
oh God,
yeah, well, that's what I got.
You think the offensive line played that bad?
I think it was a breakdown on every level of the offense, Jared. I think the offensive line was okay at times, and at other times did not hold up. Like, I can't. How many times on third down did you see the Chargers just walk up an extra man and the offensive line or the quarterback? I don't know which one. Tell me. We
talked about this last night.
They failed to account for it, and I did not watch. I was in bed, Jared. I did not
go, Jared. Before I go,
so
you
please
go.
Tell me. Educate everybody.
Okay,
Because-
blitz pickup comes down to one person on the offense,
Hit it.
and it depends on the player, it depends on the team. But from what I've seen from the Denver Broncos, that's on Russell Wilson because they don't trust
Lloyd
Cushenberry to be able to make the blitz calls because he's still pretty young. They don't trust him fully as a center. So from what I've seen, most of the time you see Russ walk up, call the blitz pickup, and then go. And it's on him to see the guy walk up at full speed, not even walk up, full speed ride up and still make the call. You gotta hold the call, man. The dude, he got killed and that was his fault. He got killed. He got absolutely destroyed because the dude came full speed, read the count, and he still snapped the ball instead of holding it off and then resetting the count so that he didn't have a full head of steam, and then he call out the blitz.
There it is.
Something's got to change, though, because they did that on every third down. Every third down, they blitzed. And there, we did that to the Chargers. I think it was in overtime. If not, it was one of the last plays before we got the ball back, with 4 minutes left on the clock. But I said, hey, it's third and long. We're going to blitz. We need a blitz. And I was like, I told Jason, watch how they pick up our blitz. And that's what we should have done all game long. If there's anything that we need to go back and watch, it's how they're doing it versus how we're doing, because they did it perfectly. They picked up that blitz and got the playoff, got the first down conversion, I believe. Maybe it was overtime then. But we couldn't do that all night long.
In their scheme, their center's calling the blitzes while
Right,
the audibles and stuff are going.
Maybe
to the
we need to start
Herbert's
trusting Cushenberry. I mean, it's not working the way it is. So what do we have to lose by trying the center? I mean, he's not a rookie anymore. Dude, start figuring it out. I don't know at this point. Like, what do we do? Do we keep doing the same thing even though it's not working? I'm not a coach. I don't know.
80% of the issues that we're having are all communication and mental based. It's all communication and execution based. I don't think any of our guys are just getting completely beat outright. No. I don't think there was one guy that just was like, maybe Mathis, you can call that a little bit just for the penalties and stuff that he got, but still,
and it's,
I know.
Yeah. And you're right, Jared, but it's just all these little things just in combination with each other. Like Mathis, you got a young cornerback who's going to get targeted a lot because on the other side is Pat Surtain, and he's grabby. And so, yeah, he's talented and grabby, and that's a problem that you could overcome if you weren't also just dealing with these 18 other separate things at once. It's snowballing so quickly for this team right now. But I think you're totally right. It's so down to the communication and just execution.
Like the muff punt is a communication issue.
Yeah.
The missed blitzes, communication issue. Even the pickups you saw, and while we still have the number one defense in the league, you saw some defensive breakdowns because of communication.
Sure.
Like it all comes down to the communication piece, and then the other part is not execution. It's not that we don't have the athletes that can do the job. It's that they're not making the right reads or making the right plays. And it's just, like I said, on Russell Wilson's part, it's not that he can't throw the ball, right? You could say that the hamstring's the reason that he went 3 for 17 or something like that in the fourth and overtime, whatever the number was.
Right.
But
yeah.
It was like
it
3
wasn't
and
his
11,
hamstring.
I believe.
Yeah.
It wasn't his hamstring. You could call it the play calls, and I went off on a rant about that yesterday too. Who is calling the plays? Because most of the time I've seen him going with 2 plays, and he can call the audible on the line if he wants.
Yeah.
Is that not happening anymore? Right? I can't imagine on those 3rd and 1 he doesn't go with at least one run play in the huddle, 1 run, 1 pass, and he chose the pass against a 3-4 defense, and then missed a wide open Dulcich over the middle.
Yeah, that one pissed me off.
Did
you see that, Des, from your perspective?
That was on, I believe, the other side.
The far side.
Yonder. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I was in the end zone. But I was happy to see Greg out there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Sorry. He almost got his head taken off.
There it is, Jared. Yep.
Oh, now this was early in the game, right?
This was early in the game.
No,
this was first or second quarter.
I believe it was too. Yeah.
I thought this was the 3rd and 1 that he ends up coming over.
It was
point with my.
It was a 3rd and 1, but I'm pretty sure it was in the first or second quarter.
I thought
there might have been multiple.
There was another one. There was another one where he had someone short.
Yeah.
And he ends up going a little deeper. I'll have to find it, but yeah.
And that's when we went up 10-0, I kind of started to think about the offense as, maybe that's Russell Wilson's game. Like you saw the offense at its best when we went up 10-0, when he was, he almost got sacked on that play, and then he scrambles to his right and finds Jerry Jeudy for 15 yards down the sideline.
Yeah.
And then they score on the busted coverage play to Dulcich. And just maybe that's what the offense is. And it's like every play that you see him take a horrible sack is just the other side of that. Like every time he misses the blitz pickup is just the other side of, he was this close to escaping from that and making a really great play with his legs, improvised play, or extending a play long enough to get something open downfield. And it's just right now they're on the losing side of that more often than they're on the winning side of that because of all the factors we've talked about already.
Run the ball against the 3-4 3rd and 1. Run a QB sneak. Shit, I don't care. It's 1 yard.
Just don't line up in the shotgun, for the love of God. Which
3-4
we continue to
defense.
do. We continued to do. It worked that one time, but only because we actually ran it. But I don't know, Des. Give you a chance here. Like, if you're Hackett, like, what is your priority in all of this mess? If you could be the coach for a day, where do you say this is the number one place we start? Because to me, it's I don't know if there's a good answer.
There's not. And I think a lot of people, it's so easy to look at everything and be like, this is obvious. This is what's happening. Fix this. Why don't you fix that? And it's just, one of you guys mentioned it. We're trying to find one thing to point at, and it's everything. We need an overhaul. I'm not saying fire everyone, fire all the players. We just need an overhaul on everything offensive wise. And I think as far as Russell Wilson, does he need to take a second? I don't know. It's tricky because I'm like, okay, sure. He could have a bye week, and then Brett Rippon would play against the Jets, which I believe he's only played against the Jets as a starter. And then Rippon has a great game. Oh my God, Broncos country is stoked. But then that causes more anger towards Russell Wilson. So that's not good for morale. Or you have Russell play in the Jets and he gets hurt more. Then he sits out for the Jaguars game in London. And then it's another, primetime game. And we don't do well in primetime.
Right.
It's
clearly.
I don't want to see us anymore in primetime, truly. Never thought I would say that. So I don't know. I think everything that we're feeling, though, I feel like fans are they forget that if we're feeling this, there's no doubt. Everyone on that team is feeling this. Times 300,000. Everyone is so aware of what is expected, and if we expect something from them, they're probably expecting it 10 to 20 times more from themselves. So I can't imagine what's going on in there, and I hope that right now it just seems like Russell Wilson, he has the yips. There's something going on. It's his worst. I'm watching something that's his worst starting season of his career, I believe.
Yeah.
It's just. I don't know what it is. I think it's everything. And we keep saying, we got a new quarterback. We got a new coaching staff. We got a new ownership group. It's all new. We don't know. And we knew there would be growing pains, but holy cow. Like, I think we're just getting really slapped in the face with those growing pains. And I don't know if there's an answer for this year. I really don't. I'm not saying I'm giving up on this year, but I'm saying this might take a second. And there's not going to be any final decisions this year, for me at least, on Russell, on Hackett, any of that is sort of how I view it.
I like it. I'm kind of the same way. Look, I want, no matter how the season ends, I want Hackett to come back because I want to see what this can develop into and give everyone a chance over the offseason to collectively get their shit together, like figure things out, go back and really analyze why things broke down and go back to the drawing board, essentially. I mean, you're not going to scrap the whole thing, but build off of it, throw out everything that didn't work and get creative, have fun with it. You have Russell Wilson. You can do things like that. You have talent when it comes to wide receivers and running backs and the defense is doing the things it's doing. Like, you have the ability to come up with these things. So I just think if we cut Hackett, and we fire him, I'd love to see what this could become. Somebody made a good point, that this style takes a long time to implement. And remember when in 90 we won the Super Bowl in 97, right?
Well, it was a 97 season, so 98.
Yeah. And so it took a couple years for that offense to get installed, and then you saw what they did in those years leading up to the Super Bowl, and then the first Super Bowl there. So I don't know, like, I'm not saying that this is that, but I don't know, guys. I want to think happy thoughts though, because the Jets are coming to town, and Vegas at least believes that this is going to be a get right game for us. So
wow,
let's do it, guys. Let's get amped. The Broncos are coming home. I know there's probably going to be boos. I'm not going to be one of them, but I am ready to go out there and cheer on the boys and see them get a much, much, much needed win at home and get things going. So let's start it. What do you guys think about upcoming game?
Jared, I'm really interested to see what the results of Jared's current Google search is, because it's a question that I want to know the answer to as well.
What?
You just described the Broncos as favorites in Vegas, and that's
what I saw today.
Incredibly surprising to me.
That's what I saw today.
I would like to know how much. Now, granted,
that was before the results of the MRI came out on Wilson's hamstring.
Jared, tell us the tale. What's going on?
3-point favorites, which means it's not just a home field advantage favorites.
No,
it is a legitimate. Usually 1.5 is a home field advantage.
Time out. Des, look what I have to deal with here. They just do not believe me in anything I say.
Listen,
you see this?
Listen,
you see what I have to put up with?
It's Broncos -3.
I didn't just need to know how much they were favored, or that they were favored. I needed to know how much it was by.
You guys could have just taken my word for it, and then you wouldn't have known.
No, Kevin, you will never, ever in your life live down the picking of a kicker in the third round of that fantasy draft. And ever since then, you have earned just a little sliver of our contempt forever. But that's beside the point, because you beat me in fantasy this week too. So everything's just awful.
No, it's not.
No, it's not, because Anthony's got a really good comment here, and we're gonna pivot right to it. Baron Browning's awesome. That's really cool, right? Like, everybody was like, "Oh, he's such a good inside linebacker. Why are you moving him to edge?" Well, now we know he's great.
He's great. I'll give you that.
He's doing things.
He's doing things. Jared.
I couldn't skip over Ayla, our very own Ayla. How you doing? She also thinks it's the newness. We all had the hype, but literally needs time to work together. So yeah. I mean, hopefully this is a good week in itself to start showing that. I mean, so was last week and the week before and the week before that, but this is also a good week to start showing it coming together. I don't know.
All weeks are good for that. Any week.
Any week.
Any week.
So what do you guys what are you looking forward to for this game? Any matchups, without spoiling the pregame podcast, but what you guys got?
I got after the injury news, the Broncos are now only favored at 1.5, so they think this is an even game right now, and we're getting the 1.5.
Still really surprising. I don't know. Did anybody else watch Jets versus Packers? It was on here in the morning, and I watched it last week.
They were great.
They are good. Like, the defense is legit.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Wilson is suspect. So I think it's going to be yet another one of your classic Broncos games where we end up losing 17-14 or 17-12.
That's
or
not
something.
Classic. It's just a phase, David.
It's just stop saying it's classic. It's not. It's a phase.
I'm trying to get to acceptance. Okay. Oh boy.
Anyways, yeah, Jets are looking good though. I'm nervous for this game.
nervous.
Nervous. I know. I don't know what I think of it. I think because day after games is when I watch all the breakdowns, listen to all the podcasts, read all the articles, so I put it together for my video breakdowns. And coming onto this podcast, that was what I was doing before this, and I think everything's just sucked out of me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, I like when you guys were talking about the depression stages, I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I think I'm still at the game right now. I'm still thinking
numb.
about it. I'm still numb, but I think because of that, I'm like, oh, we have a game coming up. Right. Okay, cool. Good. Like I'm nervous for them to play, which I don't think I've ever felt. Just so sad. Oh.
Well, this one's not in prime time, so we got that going for us.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
So we got that going for us, which means there's not going to be millions of people watching, so that'll be fun.
I get the feeling we've seen the last of the Broncos in traditional prime time this season. They have one more game against the Chiefs, which is
get flexed.
It's firmly in flex season, and I'm thinking at this rate, there's not going to be much of a reason.
Oh, they can change that?
Yeah, they'll be able to change
the end of the
after
season.
about halfway through the season. It's all flexed.
Yeah.
If we're going down this route, unless something changes, we're 0-2 in the division. Unless something changes, there's no way that game means anything for the Chiefs, and they're just gonna flex the crap out of that one.
Yeah,
because that's week 17 or week 16. Either way, it's near the end of the season, and by that point,
there'll be some playoff, big game with playoff implications that they're gonna actually for that. Steve, boy, listen, from your lips, man, from your lips. God, listen, on the one hand, I want it. On the other hand, I also want Russell Wilson to sit this week. And if Brett Rippon goes out there and scores 25 points, it is going to be absolutely insufferable in Broncos country for the next week. And I don't know where my head's going to be. If we go,
you think it's only going to last a week?
Oh God, no, you're right.
My God, it's going to last
for the season.
If we go 75% in the red zone for touchdowns, it's going to be insufferable. If he has more red zone touchdowns than Russell Wilson in one game,
here's the thing. All of these things are so nightmarishly possible because now we just expect the worst. It's all we're just in the dimension where the bad thing happened this season, and we're
the bad
awful
thing.
Yep,
we're in the bad place.
We're in the bad place,
dude. It doesn't matter if they bring back Wilson right after that, and Wilson just has an amazing game. The second he makes a mistake or has an off week, or let's say he has an amazing game and somehow we still just lose in a shootout or something like that, people would still be like, why aren't we playing Rippon? And it's like, oh my God, that's what's going to happen. And I think, Des, you were talking about it earlier. Holy crap. Like, I cannot even imagine living in that.
Kev, you
No.
bring up great points, and this is what's going to happen.
I know
Rippon's
I
gonna
do.
come in.
I know I
He's-
do.
he-
Thank you, Jared.
I shouldn't have said that out
Look,
loud.
I'm blushing.
I know
never
what
get-
mistake I made.
No,
Des, David, I
that's gonna be-
apologize for my
You know that's
for
going to be
my
clipped.
Oh, boy.
incompetence.
Like that's going to be a
tonight.
sound drop that's going to be used for the rest of the year.
Kevin,
Yeah.
That's going into the intro video next year. I tell you what.
Oh man, I'm never gonna live that down. But here's what's gonna happen: Rippon's gonna come in. He's gonna show Russell Wilson how to play quarterback for the Broncos. Russell Wilson's gonna come back and be like, "Is that all you need to do?" And then he's gonna end the season, and we're gonna go to the playoffs. That's what's gonna happen. 2 games of Rippon.
love that.
Russell Wilson comes in, is like, "Oh, is that all I needed to do?" And then follows in the footsteps, goes out there, plays a little bit better, a little more athletic. And then we finished this season strong.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like a watered down version of our Super Bowl run in 2015 with Brock and Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Brock
Really,
just
really,
to come in and
really-
show Peyton how to play football.
Right?
Really watered
mean,
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, think
Like-
about it. Like, you go back to that. It always takes me back to that moment of the game against the Chargers, and Osweiler had thrown 3 interceptions in the first half. And man, when you saw Manning take the field in the second half, and I just heard it on TV, people going crazy that Manning is back on the field. I mean, that's what it makes me think of. But you know what? Hey guys, you can make every play feel that exciting with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and their unbeatable offers. Right now, new customers can make any $5 bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Guys, check this out. In addition to the usual bets, everybody, not just new customers, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. A ton of games. Obviously, every week you can find the ones that you like the matchups for. We're obviously talking Broncos, Jets, and we're talking about the lines that are looking at it right now. You can go through and find the bets in that game you like, and use that same game or that stepped up same game parlay to make your winnings even sweeter. So here's how you get on this, guys. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code TPPN to get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Just place a $5 bet on any football game only at DraftKings Sportsbook using promo code TPPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Very good. Shout out to Clayton for coming through with the stars once again.
Yeah. Appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely. Enjoy family game night, pal. Thanks for stopping in and registering some stars and your welcome opinions.
Yes. As always, good sir. As always.
As always.
Okay, we got probably another 15 minutes or left here, but let's spend that time on positive things. We've mentioned some of them throughout the show, but what's Des? I'll start with you. What's one thing that you're just really happy about? Maybe a player.
I got a few.
Maybe a game. Okay, yeah. Let's start with that.
Of course
Let's Jared, I don't know what you're looking for, but there are happy things
Positive
to talk
things.
about. So
That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
I don't know how we're gonna fill
Right
15
here.
minutes here, but Des,
we
Des,
can do
Des
that.
has got this.
You got the right guess to
Exactly.
do it with
Yes.
stupid optimism.
Actually,
all right.
Des, before you go down into that, go ahead and tell us what you do, and give yourself a little explanation of your show and everything.
Yes. For those who don't know, I am Des. I run an account called Broncos for Dummies. And basically what I do is I listen to guys like these and other analysts and people that talk
Bad
about
idea.
football. 'Cause I know you guys always say that. I love it. No, but I break down everything that's going on in Broncos country and I put it into digestible videos for you. And I have been breaking down the latest games, and that's why I feel exhausted today, because there is so much negativity after last night's game. It is wild. But yes, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all of those. So that is what I do. But let's start off this optimism train with
I like it.
my boy, Greg Dulcich, NFL debut and a touchdown. What an amazing, awesome moment for that hair mustache, just gorgeous man. You know, I just love that for him. And it was sort of cool. The guy in front of me went to high school with him, and he was a Chargers fan and cheered for him. And I was like, this is happening right now. So
That's happening.
Yes. Yeah. What were you saying, David?
A $25 bet on Greg Dulcich as the first touchdown scorer last night netted over $1,000 if you had that bet. So if you,
I should have.
Yeah, you could have cleaned up.
In
Everybody
my
could have
heart.
cleaned up on that one, but
I know.
next time for sure.
Okay, I'll make that bet next game.
Definitely.
That's not how it works.
No.
So love that for my boy Greg. Alex Singleton. Let me see. Hold on. I was looking at his little stuff we got. What is it? He with 19 solo tackles, he was one short of breaking the NFL record for most solo tackles in a single game, where the record was 20 tackles in 2007. That's wild. That's
pretty
some
wild
stuff, Alex Singleton.
It's pretty wild.
He was the highest ranked defensive player according to PFF. So yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Go Alex.
Mm-hmm.
The defense was good. Okay, how much more time do we have? 13, like 11?
Yeah, you got 13.
Defense was good.
You've been speaking for 90 seconds.
Here, we're gonna.
No.
Time's just flying by, you know?
Right. Yeah. No.
It's just crazy.
It's yeah. Go ahead.
There,
Okay.
we're just gonna help you out.
And now,
Yeah, we're just gonna help you out. Never mind.
yeah, no,
Yeah. No.
nothing else.
That
Those were
wouldn't
my
work.
two things. That thing. That's all I got. But
Okay. Hey, PS2. I mean, I know we mentioned him earlier, but I mean, really evaluating what he brings to the field. I mean, the fact that we were able to get him, and I'm so glad that nobody anymore says we should have gotten Justin Fields. I think we've all accepted that was a very good pickup by George Payton there. So, man, this is a guy that is, I think we could really continue to build the defense around. I mean, you can see what they're doing already, but I mean, I just don't understand how some people are still surprised that PS2 does what he does. And every week it seems like there's a story or an article, like, you know, people are like, oh, we can't believe that he did this. Like, seriously? Like, this is what you should have expected from him, you know?
Yeah, right. At this point, it's just standard, and it's like it's going to be harder for him to get interceptions this season just because they're not going to throw at him anymore.
Oh, no.
Especially with Ronald Darby's injury. It's just it's not. There's going to be no real reason, I think, to go to that side of the field, even if you're a quarterback, if you're an opposing offense.
Yep.
He's one of the best corners in the game right now, and there's no doubt about it. The best part about it, and I think I like it, is that he's still underappreciated. Like, keep living it up. Every NFL.com, all the Twitter accounts are posting the top corners in the league, and his name's never on it. Keep up that energy. I want to keep it because I think the second that people start taking focus on him, and he does one thing or has one game where he lets up more than 50 yards, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, I thought he was the best." Like, nope, let it happen. Because I think you're right. It's going to be very difficult for teams to target that side of the field for sure.
Yeah. Jared, David, I mean, you guys got any happy things?
Positive thoughts?
I just had the Patrick Surtain thing that counted.
No, well, Des mentioned that already.
So is that not? You can't just piggyback off of Des.
No, you can't just follow up on what she said. So she took the 2 minutes that we had.
Right. Yeah. No, I did like I thought. So she did like 2 minutes. 4 seconds is not enough, is what you're saying.
Right.
I swear it could have been 15. It felt like that.
That's fair. Jared, I don't know about you. I would say that the inside linebackers were not a liability in this game. That, you know, I will also say, in fairness, Alex Singleton, he had a lot of tackles, but he also had a lot of tackles where he was getting pushed the extra half yard that Los Angeles needed to get that first down. Like he was making the tackle, but a half yard past where he actually needed to make the tackle to get
he was there to make the tackle. Unfortunately, it was 6 yards downfield.
Right.
And
it was a thing that was happening. And it's so hard to say anything negative about the defense because they only let like the super freak that Justin Herbert is score 19 points. And I will also say this. Justin Herbert in the offense that he is in is an absolute waste. It's a complete waste of his talent, of the things that he does best. Joe Lombardi's offense dinked and dunked its way down, up and down the field to 19 points. And Justin Herbert can make throws that one or zero other quarterbacks in the league can make, and he can do it consistently. And you're having him pass it 5 or 6 yards down the field every time. And it was working last night because our defense wasn't doing that great at tackling at the catch point. But I can't understand what you're doing to Justin Herbert there. Like we have our own coaching problems, and I can't really get too far into it, I guess. But why you pulling him in? Let him go.
Yeah, they're definitely. Well, Mike Williams was out. No, Mike Williams was getting covered by Pastor
Keenan Allen was out.
Keenan Allen was out, so their deep threat was kind of gone. The one guy that they kept picking on Mathis' side ended up having a field day on us. But again, it was dink and dunk. There was nothing really deep. But I think it's because we covered it. I really do. I think we just had it covered deep that he was afraid to take the risk. And in a game like that, as you saw, a turnover could have made the difference.
Yeah.
We got defense again. Great turnover, great pick by. It was tipped, but was it Browning that got the pick?
Browning did get the pick.
Yeah, because he fumbled it
and then
recovered
lost it.
Then fumbled it, and then there was a bunch of stuff going on, and then he came back through and got it back. And great focus on continuing and finishing the play to the whistle, Browning.
Live, I thought he lateraled it. Like I couldn't tell how that ball came out when it was.
It looked like somebody like blew on it, and it was
right.
Pop. It just popped right out. Like,
yeah, he's not a running back for a reason. Sorry, go ahead, Jared.
Yeah. So a great turnover. We got some turnovers in this game, which is good.
We did get some turnovers. It was great, and I don't know. That's just what I was saying. Sorry, Jared. Sorry.
That's what I.
So you're piggybacking again. I see.
I was just wanting to piggyback.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we did nothing with it. But this is positivity 15 minutes. So.
You'll notice how I managed to pivot to the other team and talk about something.
I know.
Yeah, you did. You spent a lot of the time talking about how the other team didn't do well.
Yes.
That was good.
I have
let me, Jared, here you go. This one for you. The team is a train wreck. Nothing is going to get better. Austin, how you doing? Glad you're here. True. Why is that not true? What do you think?
I think this team's going to learn from the mistake. You see the athleticism of our team, even with our backups in the amount of injuries we have. You see the athleticism. Eventually, they're going to start communicating. They're going to start gelling, for Ayla's term, and they're going to start working together as a team. And once that starts happening, here's the other thing, and we noticed it. God, I keep going back to the negative. This is bad for me. The team is not playing for each other. They're all playing for a paycheck right now. And it's unfortunate because they're all playing for the paycheck and to make sure that they don't lose their starting job instead of playing for each other, to play for the fact that we can win games and be a good team together if everyone was just on the same page and would play for each other. Play for the guy next to you. Don't play for what happens after the game. Play for the guy next to you. Make sure that you're protecting him. And we're not playing like that right now, and that is a coaching problem. That is a coaching problem. But once we start, if we can start getting together and start coming together and figuring it out, then maybe we get better. Maybe we do get better. And I don't think this team's a train wreck. That's the other thing. We got one loss that wasn't a last minute score. That was Vegas.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything else has been a last minute, down to the wire game. And regardless of who the opponents are, we're right there. We just have to figure out how to finish games, and right now we don't know what that looks like.
David?
I already.
It looked like you had something.
No, it's gone. If I had
this.
it,
Okay.
no, it's. I didn't. That's a lie. You could never prove it. It's not as if this is on video. Yeah. No, I think Jared. It's a good one. It's a good point. I don't know. I don't like to get into the what's going on in the locker room business, but you may very well be right. Like it. I don't like to speculate about all that, but at the end of the day, it's certainly what it looks like on the field right now, just from the way the guys are playing. And yeah,
well, we score a touchdown, everybody wants to celebrate, but something goes wrong, nobody wants to pick up their guy.
Yeah,
that's just it.
Yeah,
you saw it with the Melvin Gordon fumbles. You saw it with Russell Wilson going 3 and out. Right, everyone's walking off the sideline on their own. No one's going over to him and be like, "Dude, you got this. It's fine. You're gonna be okay. We can move forward together." The only time I saw real leadership in that game was Justin Simmons right before the overtime.
Thank you. I was just thinking about that. Yep.
Now, granted, that's just what we saw on TV, right? And I wish I could see it from the stands and see what.
But I'll tell you what,
but Justin Simmons hyping up the defense before overtime. That's some good leadership.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, going to the home games and obviously just seeing the away games on TV, but going to the home games, I don't see that. And I sit right behind, not right behind, but David, you guys know where I sit. Our sideline is right there. I don't see people hyping each other up, getting, like Justin Simmons getting people together like that and hyping each other up. I haven't seen that other than pregame, but not during the game.
Yeah.
So you're right. And I look down there a lot, especially when I'm trying to see who's going on and off the field, who's injured, all that stuff, right? But so anyway, hey guys, before we do closing thoughts, I do want to remind you all of the awesome stuff we have here at Orange Weekly. The whole list of the gambit of all of our content here, guys. No matter what the Broncos do, we're going to continue to be here. We're in our 7th year. We're going to go on into our 8th year and 9th year and maybe even a 10th year. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely. At least another 7 years. We'll see. But glad to be here, and this is why we do it, is for you guys, all the viewers, the comments, the support, talking to you guys, hearing your thoughts and opinions on everything going on. So as long as you keep coming back, we'll keep putting on the shows and the podcasts. Make sure you follow us on all the social media, and if you haven't already, go follow us and subscribe on YouTube. Give us reviews. That helps out a ton as well. So but appreciate all of your support, and again, make sure you go check out Des Broncos for Dummies at all of the social medias as well. But we'll do closing thoughts now, and Des, as our guest, we'll start with you.
Breathe. That's my closing thought.
Okay.
Is breathe.
Oh,
I think
a
lot riding on this upcoming game, and we got it, but we need to breathe.
Yeah, just one play at a time, right?
One play. That's it.
I like it. David, what you got, man?
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know that there's a lot riding on this one anymore. It feels like
inside.
There's a big difference between 3 and 4 and 2 and 5. So.
Yeah, there is, but and the AFC is real mediocre this year, except for the teams that aren't, like the Jets. So I don't know. Like now the Patriots look at we're gonna get too into the weeds here. I don't know. It could be a pressures off kind of game, maybe at 2 and 4 with nobody expecting anything of you, except Vegas is apparently still giving you 1.5 point. Anyway, we got there's nothing left to lose, and especially I shouldn't have said that either. Kevin, I got nothing for you, pal.
Okay. Hey, Jay.
Back to you.
I applaud the effort.
Thank you.
I applaud the effort.
Thank you.
Tried, man.
Oh.
The gears were turning. I was seeing steam coming out of your ears there.
As a writer, you got to have alternate viewpoints to try to. But oof. No. I got nothing.
Well,
left.
Jared.
Over to you, Jared.
Thanks for that setup.
Should be easy to follow.
Great follow for that one. This game, I agree with Dez. I think there's a lot riding on this game. You all right, Dave?
I mean, she's right.
Just right, piggyback right on there again, Jake. Good man.
No, I'm piggy right backing off of that.
Because
you tried to go the opposite way, and it obviously didn't work.
No,
I'm learning from your lesson.
That's fair. I like this. Go ahead, continue.
I think this game's big because the conversation in Broncos country is going to change. And talking about the Vegas odds, it started off at 3.5 when it opened, and the only time the odds change is when the court of public opinion / the bets, the money changes those odds. If the money is going too far in the other way, they start changing that line. If you start seeing the line going towards the favor for the Jets, it's because the public opinion is thinking that the Jets are going to take the Broncos out in Mile High. And maybe that's what we need. I think it's going to be good that we're not in prime time. I think these night games are starting to get to the Broncos. Our injuries are piling up. I don't want. We'll see what happens with the quarterback. Stick with us at Orange Weekly at all of our social medias, and we'll give you updates on what's going on with the Russell Wilson injury front. But overall, I'm in anger. Of the stages of grief, I'm still in anger, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after the Jets game, because there might be some bargaining. I might be some begging for some wins, and just asking for some things, and we'll see. But right now, I'm still in anger, and until that Jets game, we'll probably just keep there.
See, your face and your voice say anger, but your hat and your sweater don't say anger.
I'm trying to liven up. I'm trying to liven up like
happiness and chill.
Yeah.
And
the sweater has been on for a long time now. Like, is it getting hot?
Do those lights
like,
not burn your
right? Is there any kind of a?
Oh, I just turned the lights back on. They've been on and off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm just not paying that much attention, I guess.
Yeah. No, but so last night's show, I came in so angry. I was wearing a hoodie. I was wearing my Demaryius Thomas hoodie, and I had it up and curled up like I was Eminem, and I was just like in a dark place, and I didn't want to be in a dark place anymore. So I decided to liven it up a little bit. But like you said, my voice and my words say anger, but my hat and my shirt say happy.
So you're not in a visor place though.
You're right. Not in a visor place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, if we can provide just a little bit of humor, then it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Glad you're watching, man. Hey, we're going to wrap this up, guys. I want to say thank you again for tuning in. I know things are rough, but hey, we're all in this together. This Broncos country. We're going to stick together, keep cheering on the team. I'm expecting a lot of no-shows on Sunday, but looks like the weather's going to be great, and ready to go see them, take on the Jets and get a much needed win, like I said. So I think it's fully possible. I want to put all this negativity behind me, man. I'm ready to talk about some good stuff. I think we're ready for it. So
I think we're all ready to talk about some good stuff. Just need
want to talk about the good things.
Need some to talk about.
More than the 15 minutes, 2 that turned into 15 minutes of positivity. I want a whole episode of positivity next episode.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd rather have an episode where it's like, hey, are there some negatives, like things that we need to work on? And we go, I don't know. Like, that was a pretty perfect game.
Oh my God.
Positive point. Russell Wilson in the first quarter.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, I like that. That was nice. Another positive point. Des, give us your pluggables one more time. Just
one more.
Where can the people see you?
Broncos for Dummies. For all those dummies out there that need to know more about the Broncos, and just the blind lead the blind is what this is. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the above. There's my page. Yeah. Go follow.
This one's the best.
That real specifically.
Just that your face in that reel is just perfect. You're just like, you look like you're jiving. You look like you're really excited for this with a week 3 win. That's what that said.
I think so.
Remember when we won?
Oh, the only one with a week 3. Remember when?
Such good times.
Wow. Remember when?
Broncos for Dummies, guys. Go check her out.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Des, for being here. It's always great to have you on the show.
You guys.
Whenever you can. Glad you're able to go to the game and didn't turn out obviously the way you wanted to, but it's always fun to go to those things. So, but hey, everyone, again, check out the pregame podcast and all of our game day content. We'll see you guys later. Game day is right around the corner. So thank you very much, guys. I guess we'll end it as we always do, no matter what, on a very strong Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Go
Take care, everyone.
Broncos.
Oh, yeah. Let's ride.
Do what I like, yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, if it's right, and I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow, cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, in the zone, here I go, yeah, they know I'm a pro.